So the next thing to happen on Monday Night Raw, we get to the next segment of the night where we see the AAA Mega Champion and Intercontinental Champion, Dirty Dominik Mysterio. He makes his way out there to the ring, and Dominik, he starts talking about how he is the greatest of all time, how he is the greatest luchador of all time. So yeah, that's what Dominik Mysterio was saying inside the ring, but then he gets interrupted by Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio returns tonight, and apparently now he is medically cleared. So yeah, Rey Mysterio, he makes his way out there to the ring, and then he starts saying that, Dominik claims that he's the greatest luchador of all time and all that stuff, and then Rey Mysterio starts naming off names that, about who's greater than Dominik Mysterio, other names, and then names Eddie Guerrero and so many others, and then Dominik was talking about, hey, don't be speaking about my father like that. So yeah, that's what he was saying there, which was pretty funny. And then Dominik was talking about how he's greater than all those luchadors, how he's greater than Eddie Guerrero, and then he says that, Rey Mysterio didn't even mention his name because he knows that Dominik is greater than him. So yeah, that's what Dominik was telling Rey Mysterio, and he was talking about how he's the greatest luchador of all time. So yeah, that's what Dominik was saying there, and then Rey Mysterio was talking about how Dominik is not the greatest luchador of all time, and he says that there is three things in as well. He says as long as he's around, this ain't going to be Dominik's ring, and how he's not going to be the greatest luchador of all time, and he says that he's not going to be the greatest Mysterio of all time either. So yeah, that's what Rey Mysterio says. Dominik looks at him, and he looks like he's about to walk away, but then he tries to punch Rey Mysterio, and Rey Mysterio starts beating the hell out of Dominik, and then he knocks Dominik onto the second rope. He manages to hit the 619 onto Dominik, and then he climbs up the top turnbuckle, about to hit the frog splash onto Dominik, but then Dominik quickly rolls out the ring, saving himself. So yeah, that's what happened there. Pretty good segment. The fans was behind this and everything, chanting beat his ass and all that stuff. So yeah, that was pretty funny there. But yeah, Rey Mysterio returned tonight on Monday Night Raw and confronted Dominik Mysterio. Pretty good segment. I really enjoyed it. But yeah, it looks like they're definitely going to be having a match possibly at Survivor Series or somewhere down the line, it seems like, for sure. But yeah, that's what happened there. Pretty good segment. But then after that, we see Adam Pearce still choosing the names that's going to be in the tournament for John Cena's final match and all that stuff. And then not only that, we see Bayley in her head and everything, and then Lyra Valkyria comes up to talk to Bayley, and apparently Bayley's all in her head because, the Kabuki Warriors did not attack her last week on Raw, and then Lyra Valkyria was talking about if she could trust Bayley because, she's all in her head and everything, and Bayley was like, yeah, sure, and then Lyra Valkyria was talking about don't worry about it with the Kabuki Warriors. So yeah, that's what happened there. But up next, we'll be hearing from Becky Lynch on Monday Night Raw. That'll be up next, the Women's Intercontinental Champions. So yeah, that's the next thing on Monday Night Raw. But yeah, I'll see you guys later. Till then.